I'm 20 years old now, but when I first started boxing, I was 15. However, I only trained for 1 year with my coach. You see, the thing is, because of school, I had to quit boxing back then because I was never truly focused on it when I had my exams coming up and I wanted to focus solely on it. The thing with boxing is I feel like you have to be 100% in it if you want to take it serious. And now I have no passion, no drive, and no urge to pursue any sort of boxing career. To me, boxing has always been about fun. After I left my coach, which was years ago, it doesn't help my case that I started posting boxing tutorials and tips for beginners. But to me, I found it fun. To me, I knew some sort of fundamentals that I was practicing every single day. And then the sparring videos I was dropping for you guys, simply entertainment. I know I'm not as sharp as I would have been if I stayed in a gym, and I know I could be 10 times better. But those videos, as you guys know, are very entertaining. If you think about it, it's not just now I quit boxing. I quit boxing all those years ago. And today I kind of just want to give my reasons for people that can relate and for people that have been curious why I have not been posting any sort of boxing content. Like I mentioned earlier, I did start boxing at 15, and the reason I started was because I always had an interest for martial arts and combat sports. One thing my school did well is that inside the school, the after school co-curricular clubs, whatever you want to call it, they would do judo, MMA, and boxing, and I did all three. But outside of school, the only thing I did was boxing. And it was at a perfect time. It was at a time where I was getting bullied, and I had a lot of frustration because I could have done a lot, but I didn't want anything to be blown out of the water. I didn't want anything else to happen. I could have done something about it, but I didn't. So that brought a different type of frustration. So when I began training with my coach, we were training outside. Throughout the whole time of me learning boxing, it was always outside because my coach was waiting to get sorted out with his own gym, which he does have now. So I'm going to say that again. I was taught by a coach. I'm not self-taught. I had regular sparring every single week. After my session, actually, I'll do 2 hours of boxing a week. After my session, I'd have sparring on the same day. And obviously before then is my session for an hour, which is everything. In my own time, I would skip for hours because I hate running. I hated running, you guys know I love running now. And I would do drills myself, and I would, keep up with what my coach is telling me to do. I was getting better. I have a bag in my house, etc. Now, one day, my coach finally, this is about a year in, almost a year in, he finally got a gym sorted out. Now, on this day was around about when I was having my end of year exams. I'm pretty sure I was having the end of year my exams. Anyway, school was a massive focus. And when I went there, I did not spar in ages. And I have the footage here as well, which I probably have flashed up in the video. Now, when I did it, I wasn't really feeling it, and I knew I wasn't focused. And this was my last day. The first time I entered an actual gym was my last day. Bear in mind, I've sparred other people, older people, but we would just do it outside. So is it street boxing? Is it really boxing? You let me know. Listen, people in my group have had actual fights. My coach, I'm pretty sure, has had actual fights too. It is what it is. You think what you want at the end of the day. So after this then, life just went on. And later on, when I left my first job, I decided to post boxing content. Now, I don't know why I decided to post boxing content. Maybe it was too much of Jimmy No Hippo. I don't know what occurred, but I just wanted to do it. And I did it for people that were starting off and for beginners. Now, I will say, no matter how I feel about that decision now, I will always think I made a positive impact. Because believe it or not, a lot of you guys have joined boxing gyms because of me. This is not me being ignorant or anything like that, because it sounds silly. I'm punching the air and showing you guys and you join boxing gyms. But from what I've been told and the DMs I receive, a lot of you have joined boxing gyms and, of course, actual just weightlifting gyms too. But we're talking about boxing today. So I have brought light onto it, and I have made sure that, you know, people have had that confidence or they think they can just do a little something. My videos were always for beginners. I never showed anything crazy. It was beginner fundamental things that you could do at home. And I always pushed out, make sure you go to a boxing gym. As time went on, I built a community. As time went on, I got all of you guys, and I could never be more grateful. I know a lot of people have left because they've seen, like, come on, this guy with the afro, why is he not posting any boxing videos? And to put it simply, my focus has kind of shifted. I've always been somebody that my interests juggle and change around. To put it plainly, just wanted to focus on my physique. This is the strongest I've ever felt. And I'm not some sort of bodybuilder now, and no, but I just wanted to focus on my physique. Listen, you guys know the cardio and boxing is crazy. And that is literally the only reason. I'm not going to stretch this video out longer than it is. But I wanted to focus on my physique. Another thing is, for me, training was all about clearing my head. It is so therapeutic. Hearing the sound of leather against skin, the bag, pads, it's amazing. And there's something about you flowing, your head is completely clear. And whenever I box, I do not feel like I'm committing this violent act. It always feels like art. It always feels like art. But then I realized there's so many other forms of training I can do and I can still get that feeling. There's so many other things I can do without having to be punched in the face or punch someone in the face to feel it too. Don't get me wrong. I will never fully quit like that. But my focus will shift. I do want to punch people in the face. I want to be punched in the face too. Don't get it wrong. I want to spar. But the way I look at life now is, listen, I got to put my health first. At the end of the day, I do not have to fight. I'm not going to specifically go into detail, but I did have a fight offer that straight up I declined. Maybe one day we'll come back to it and we'll say something else. But I won't go into it. Obviously, I don't want to mess up any opportunities. But I declined it because I said to myself, do I need to fight? I know I don't. I don't have anything to prove to myself or my family. I'm very proud of myself and I don't have that. A lot of people, when they fight or they need to box, they're proving it to themselves, that they're trying to find this newfound strength. I've already had my journey with it. I've got a complicated relationship with boxing. I love it. It will always be in me. I will never, ever leave it behind because every single time I quit, every single time I put those gloves down, it's been right there for me to pick it back up. So I feel like I'll just train in my own free time. I'll just keep with it. I'll spar when I want to spar for fun. I'll try out different gyms, but there is no pressure on me. I will post boxing content again, believe it or not, but I want my content to be fun. I want it to be motivational, but most importantly, I want it to be anything. At the end of the day, like I said, I have multiple interests. I am not just interested in boxing. I was in a boxing group chat, I still am, right, of different athletes and great boxers. Well, I'm in two. And when they were talking about social media, I said to them, maybe see what happens when you don't just post boxing, you know? Just see what happens. If you need ideas or the views are low or whatever, see what happens. And none of them have actually, well, apart from one, they've actually have switched it up. And with me, I proved to myself, no matter the follower count, that I can do what I want and it'll be fine. I know I can still be inspiring in different ways. I know I can motivate you guys in different ways. I know I can be funny and entertaining in different ways. So the thing is, I feel like I just want to do it for fun now. I just want to train for fun, for my health, mind and body, and that's literally where I'm at right now. It's not nothing serious. Nothing happened to me. This is normal behavior for me. I've always been interested in multiple things. Now, there'll probably be a lot of you that don't really understand. The one thing I dislike about boxing, probably the only thing, is that I feel like when people see people box, it's like you have to fight. You have to... Listen, if you box and you don't want to fight, that is okay. I have 0 fights. I have 0 fights. I've only sparred and I'm not some sparring champion. Listen, if you box, you do not have to fight unless you want to fight. The way I've lived my life, start to finish, I've only done things that I want to do. That is going to stay the same. Until I want to do it, I'll do it. So if I want to box for cardio, I will box for cardio. Can you not see? I will box for... That's what I basically doing. Boxing for cardio. There's no shame in that. But the boxing community is like, listen, if you box, you have to do that. You have to... Yeah, you test yourself out. Yeah, you fight if you want to fight. And that's probably the main message today. Because I do not feel any type of way, but I started to. I was like, I was having... What do they call it? When, like, imposter syndrome. I'm like, I'm pretty big on the boxing and my videos do well and I have a decent amount of followers and, you know, things of that nature. I mean, am I a fraud because I'm not fighting, right? And I was starting to, like, build little stuff like that. And it's not worth it, to be honest. Posting on social media is my job, yes. But also I do it because I have a passion for it. I see things, I know what works and I know what doesn't. And I'm willing to sacrifice a little to maintain my passion. I don't want to be miserable doing something. So the boxing content will return, but it's not going to be as mainstream on my page as it was before, as I want to do multiple stuff. Right now, for these past couple of days, I started skating again. The last time I skated was like 10 years ago. I never did any tricks. I used to just travel on my skateboard. I don't know if that's weird. I started doing that again. Rock climbing. I did rock climbing to celebrate my birthday. My girlfriend took me. Guys, that is like arguably top 2 ways to work out. It is insane. Now, I was using my strength a bit, like, too much on it. I'm not gonna lie. I was using my feet too, but I was kind of relying on it. And, you know, we don't swing with the muscle ups these days, so I was just pulling myself straight up. But man, that is so fun. And ever since then, I've just wanted to do it. So bear in mind, as an individual, never restrict yourself to one thing. Never do that. Because you will see that you have many interests. And just for some, if you want to be serious about something, you might have to just focus on one thing. And that's a good thing, to be focused on one thing. If that's what you truly want, go for it, my friend. But if you know to yourself that you have many other interests, maybe consider what you're doing right now. Maybe just give it a thought, because there are so many things that I want to do. I want to get better at skating. I want to get good at climbing. I want to keep working on my physique, keep getting stronger in the gym. But I also want to stay athletic. And I do want to have a routine where I can train boxing on the side too. Anyway, I felt like I've talked a lot, but this is just for the people that were curious and cared. And if you don't, fair enough. If you guys have any questions, or you think I'm just talking a lot of rubbish, or you're disappointed, or you can understand me, drop a comment down below. I'll reply to all of them. Anyway, that's me for today. I'm going to catch you tomorrow as always. I'm gone.